What's going on, people? It's your man, the YB, back once again. So, I can't sound this one, people. So, the WBA, who we know are a governing body, one of the main four, the big four, the president of that organisation, Gilberto Mendoza, has made a statement after Fake Paul beat £170. WBA President Gilberto Mendoza on social media after Jake Paul, £230 Jake Paul, beat £170 soaking wet D-level UFC fighter, and said, "I am not against Fake Paul versus Chavez Jr. for a championship." That is despicable, people. Now, we can assume it's not going to be the heavyweight division. I think most likely cruiserweight. Cruiserweight's a bit mid right now. Right? Cruiserweight's lacking. Right? In fact, let's have a look at the cruiserweight. Fake Paul really should be 175, but again, 175, that's all patterned up. It could be Bridgerweight though. Let's have a look. What is Bridgerweight? I'm sure they made a weight between, I think Bridgerweight's like 210. They're not made a weight between 175 and £200. I thought maybe they had. Anyway, it's not going to be 175 because Fake Paul's too lazy to get in shape like that. It's going to be cruiserweight, I'd assume. And even then, I think most of them belts are cool. Let's have a look. WBA rankings, boxing, cruiserweight. Let's have a look. World Boxing Association. This should show us a deal. Anyway, it's not really the point, to be honest. It's not really the point. I'm sitting here looking at who's actually in the rankings, to be quite frank. It's irrelevant. WBA. Oh, they've got a champion, obviously. Gilberto. But what's he talking about? A championship then? I don't understand what he's talking about. What's he saying? WBA regular? I couldn't care less what he's talking about, to be fair. Because Chavez ain't even a cruiserweight like that. Right? Chavez is no good. Chavez is one of them guys, because of his dad's name, he just he hangs around like a bad smell. He's one of the laziest dudes ever. He's no good. And it's like, how is he getting pumped back into the mix like he doing something? Oh, so yeah, so you're right. So Chavez is fighting at cruiserweight, which makes sense. He's fighting at cruiserweight. He lost to Anderson Silva. It's like, fucking hell. It's a bit mad, isn't it? Essentially. Lost to a 50 trillion year old Anderson Silva. Lost to this Uriah Hillcat. He wasn't even primo. His first boxing fight. He was good on the Ultimate Fighter. Oh, he's a yardie though. Fair play to him. Fair play to my yardie brother. But he was good on the Ultimate Fighter TV show. Really phenomenal. But he fell off in the UFC. He couldn't keep his head together. So it's one of them. But Chavez went life and death with this guy. He won by a round or two. Yeah, this one judge had him winning by a round. The other judges, who again, they're going to be a boxing establishment shills. They're going to steady suck off Julio, because his dad. Yeah, he's one of them ones. He's one of them daddy boys ones. It's a bit like if Eddie Hearn started boxing. You know Barry Hearn going to make sure you get all the decisions. Yeah? Anyway, I don't want to see this or hear anything about this ever again. But this is the world we live in. Fake Paul could easily... he ain't going to do nothing, people. He ain't going to do nothing with the real champions in the WBA. That's what you can believe, for sure. There is no chance. There's a lot of Jake... People, I've been there as well. I used to be a Jake Paul homosexual. I'm going to lie. I used to believe all the hype. But ultimately, when I got off the bandwagon, it was Tommy Fury fight. I thought, here we are now. You're fighting a real boxer. Not an old, washed up wrestler. Let's go now. And you got in there and you shit yourself. That's it for me now. I'm done. Don't want to see no more of your bullshit fights. If you can't punch up Tommy Fury, you have no business in this game. He's no good. And KSI showed that as well. KSI was like 25 people. Do you know how important weight is in the game? KSI was literally 20 pounds lighter than Tommy. And Tommy still couldn't do nothing. That fight was crap. KSI was crap. Tommy was crap. The difference is KSI had £20 weight disadvantage. And Tommy's supposed to be the hard boxer, who's like Gennady Golovkin, his dad said. And he agreed himself. That's the problem I got. How are you getting beat by a YouTuber doing it for 2-3 years, and you've been doing it 10 years, 15 years, and you're hard as nails? Tommy's crap. So Tommy's crap, and Fake Paul went laughing death with him. Any one of these real boxers here, any one of them, just pick one. Pick any one of these, man, top 50, will punch Jake Paul's head off, for sure. Because Jake Paul thinks he can punch, because he's in there with small, old, shot, mixed martial arts fighters. When he gets in there with a real boxer, they will, I believe, Jake Paul has like Conor McGregor power, in that sense. When Conor McGregor got in there with Floyd, essentially, when Conor McGregor got in there with a real boxer, we all found out Conor McGregor can't punch like that. Yeah, Floyd, who generally is very cautious, had no respect for McGregor. Just walked him down the whole night. Like he was sweet. That's what will happen with Fake Paul. When Fake Paul stops going in there, yeah, with 175-pound men, and starts going in there with dudes who are 215 and 6'4" and can box, and have been boxing, he's going to go in there with all his sloppy skills, look at the floor, throw his arm over, land a shot, and it's just going to bounce off. And he's going to get countered. And he's going to look silly. And that's what I'd love to see him. So forget Mendoza, you fake looking ass cabal cat. Let me tell you something, Mendoza. Forget about Chavez. I want to slap you for that comment. That's the truth. You need a slap for that comment there. If you want to make a championship, yeah? I'm not against Jake Paul versus Chavez for a championship. No. Forget about Chavez. You're right. I wouldn't mind seeing Jake Paul for a championship as well. Let's put him in there with Gilberto. Right? If we're doing championship boxing, let's do championship boxing. I've got no problem with that, people. Some individuals will say, oh, Jake Paul hasn't earned it. I'm not one of them. Yeah? If Jake Paul really believed he that guy to be in the mix of champions saying I'm holding boxing together, that's no problem for me. I'll put him in there with Gilberto right now. I'll put him in there with any of these cats right now. Any of them. Put him straight in there. Any of the top 10. But ideally, I think Jake Paul has the clout. None of us can deny Jake Paul has clout. Jake Paul has the clout to deserve, and really, Ramirez would want it. He's going to want that. That fight, Jake Paul versus Ramirez, is much bigger than any of these dudes that no one heard of. Understand? So Ramirez, get in there and give it to that guy. Give it to Fake Paul if Mendoza won it. And Gilberto really needs to get on the Twitter campaign and say, Mendoza, what are you talking about? Fake Paul versus washed up Chavez, who's no good for a belt. Let's have my belt. Fake Paul, come take mine. Since you're the representative of boxing, Fake Paul, come get this belt. This belt's sweet over here. Yeah. Come get some of this Mexican sweet taco belt and give it to him. Because Fake Paul gets head punched off. Fake Paul would quit. That's what I'd bet on. The first time, if he will never do it, because he likes to fight bums, but people, if Fake Paul fought Ramirez, he would quit so quick you wouldn't believe it. He would quit so quick you wouldn't believe it. And within 6 rounds. Because he'll be gassed after 5 rounds, 4 rounds, 3 rounds. Hanging. He's hanging anyway against bums and Nate Diaz and that. He's got no gas tank. And he's in there with, especially... Yeah, well, anyway. I've digressed, but this stuff irritates me, man. Fake Paul put a post out saying, yeah, I'm going to make the Olympics 2028. You can't box like that, Fake Paul. To be honest, the quality of amateur boxing I'm not that impressed with. Everyone's quite leaky and it's quite slappy. I didn't even watch the Olympics boxing, to be honest. There was a guy from the UK called Gorgeous something. And he had big hype and they're just slapping away. It's quite ugly to watch. They've all got their hands down. They're all kind of slapping and pulling their head back and it's all a bit shoddy. I wasn't impressed at all. Yeah, I didn't watch it. I watched a few of them. I wasn't keenly sitting there glazing myself off to the amateur Olympic boxing. Very underwhelming. It almost looks like watching Olympic amateur boxing makes you feel like I could do that. That's how it looks to me. They're all just slapping about and it's all kind of, I don't know, it's a bit virgin. It looks like, imagine if you put 2 virgins together to box, that's what amateur boxing reminds me of. It doesn't seem there's much really going on, but again, it's easy to say when you're on the outside. I'm just calling a spade. Leaky is what comes to mind. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Fake Paul. I want to see him. I ain't gonna lie. I want to see him get his head punched off. He pissed me off. That's the truth. He thinks he's too good, and he's not. He knows what he's doing. And I pray to God. That Anunnaki Nephilim come down and juice Mike Tyson with genetic upgrades. Not even upgrades. Just take Mike Tyson. Not even back to 25. Take Mike Tyson back to like 45. A 45-year-old Mike Tyson will knock fake Paul's head in a dimension you wouldn't even believe. The fake Paul homosexuals will be literally crying out. They'll be calling it an assassination. The assassination of fake Paul. That's what they'll be calling it. There'll be a big Netflix documentary. The assassination of fake Paul, and they'll all be blaming Russia or Iran. And I'll just say, listen, he's got his head knocked off. It was the Anunnaki Nephilim who were sick of fake Paul masquerading like he's doing something. 230-pound big bag of milk fake Paul in there with 175-pound D-level UFC washed up bare knuckle cat Mike Perry. Come on, people. Anyway, let me know your thoughts. Smash the like button, subscribe, like the bell, 100%, no doubt about it. Stop it.